And joining us right now, as she's doing every week, because this is so important, former California GOP chairwoman Jessica Milan Patterson is here. We remind you to go to stop50.org, send in your ballots, vote no, get them in. They are out there right now. Jessica, thanks so much for being with us. Welcome back.
Hey, always great to be with you guys.
All right, before we jump into the important stuff, I know you're a Dodger fan like I am, as I'm sipping from my Dodger mug. Can we send a little good luck to the Dodgers tonight, coming back home after 2 wins on the road?
Go Blue, Dodgers in 4. Let's do this. We need another World Series championship.
Plus, I can't handle the stress. I have to say, if Dodgers in 4 would be really good for my anxiety levels, especially after game 1, after they bring in the bullpen. So, you know what? Let's hope for a 4-game
I think our starters are proving that we don't need to bring in the bullpen.
That's
Let's
right.
Have all of the guys pitch 9 innings and go from there.
Go Tommy Lasorda style. Just burn out your starters. Just do it. Let's go. It's the only time.
And if you do it at 4, then you got a break before the World
That's
Series.
right.
They'll be ready to go again.
Yeah, take a nap. And here's the thing. It's the only time Jessica and I like blue over red, because typically you and I are representing the red here in California. But you know what? We wear the blue for the Dodgers. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But let's jump into the important stuff, because I have heard that there are over 1 million ballots that have been turned in already for Prop 50. That number surprises me. It tells me that the Democrats are really trying to turn people out. I know we are as well. What are you making from the early results, Jessica?
Yeah, so our tracking is actually looking pretty good with our targeted universes, right? Because this isn't a Republican versus Democrat thing. When we have issues on the ballot, California voters overwhelmingly side with the conservative position because they know what Sacramento Democrats have done to our state. So our tracking is actually looking pretty good. And I was a little surprised that the Democrats hadn't turned out more at this point. Our voters, no matter how hard we try and push them, tend to vote later in the election period. And one of the things that I can tell you, if you want to stop getting phone calls, if you want to stop getting the mail, if you want people to stop knocking on your door asking for your ballot, go turn in your ballot. It's one question. You don't even need a postage stamp. Get that ballot in. Get your friends, get your family, get them to vote early. We want to put this to bed just like the Dodgers.
Yes, we do. Less anxiety if we do that too. I'd like to throw that in there. So you taught me something, well, I don't know when it was, at some point during our friendship as you were chairwoman, and we would talk about how Republicans could use the early voting, vote by mail system to our benefit. And one of the things that you enlightened me on, and I like to repeat this because I think it's such a great point, is while some of us still have this idea that we want to go vote in person, that's fine. You can still do that. But you never know what happens on Election Day. You never know what happens to stop you from casting your vote. And if you vote early and if you vote by mail, especially in one of these elections where there's one question, literally you just mark no and send it in. It's an easy one. The resources are not going to be spent on you. We're not going to waste the money getting people to turn out your vote because your vote's already cast. This is a way for us to balance our resources, especially when we are being outspent by the Yes on 50 campaign.
You're absolutely right. And right now, a third of the electorate is still undecided, or they have a soft position on the yes or no side. So we have an opportunity to talk to independents, no party preference, Democrats who think the state are on the wrong track, who have low approval ratings of Governor Newsom. This is our opportunity to do it. But if we are spending those resources turning out Republicans, they're not being utilized to talk to people that can still be persuaded and still be on our side. So get your ballot in. It helps the cause. And you also stop getting bothered by all of us.
And talk about the holes in the ballot envelope thing. This has been going on forever, Jessica. It seemed like that was during the recall of Gavin Newsom. There were some holes in the ballots. Those are there for a reason, I guess, for the sight impaired, I would like to say. But you can explain that. Here's my advice, though. If you see your vote through the holes in the envelope, flip it around. It's pretty easy. Just check it out. Just flip it to the other side so that no one can see who you're voting for. But is this a real issue county to county?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's certainly something that comes up every cycle, but you're right. It's something that has been there forever, and it is to help the visually impaired with the signature. So, yes, you fold your ballot the other way and have the white side that's showing on the outside, and your problem solved. The one thing that I can tell you is that when people get, excited about things that don't matter, it tends to suppress people, because if you think that the election's already done for, if you think that it's rigged, then why would you vote? So we need to really make sure that we tell people the only vote that doesn't count is the one that is not cast. So get your ballot in, get your vote in, make sure it's turned on the right side if that makes you feel more comfortable. This isn't something nefarious. This is really just to help the visually impaired.
Now, you know that the Democrats are worried. Gavin Newsom is worried. He has a lot of his political stock that is invested in this Proposition 50. And so he's bringing in the big guns. They're bringing in Barack Obama now to do some ads at Yes on 50. We've seen AOC. I mean, it's very telling that you've got lots of Democrats coming into this. I know we have our strong Republicans as well. I know Arnold Schwarzenegger is one. We've got other people who are kind of standing up on our side of the aisle. But how do you combat this? Because Obama's still pretty popular, at least here in California. How do we continue to fight against this when they are bringing in these big names to support them?
Yeah, and this is a conscious decision that we made on our part. Our campaign is about the people, and theirs is about politicians. They wanted to take the power away from the people and have politicians, lifelong politicians. Look at everybody who signed their ballot arguments. Nancy Pelosi, Gavin Newsom, Alex Padilla. These are lifelong politicians who really haven't done anything in the real world outside of working for the government. And we have people that are real people because this is a movement. This is something that we decided in 2008 and 2010 that we wanted here. We did not want backroom deals with D.C. lobbyists and insiders up in Sacramento, writing out the lines and choosing who their constituents were going to be. We wanted the people to be in charge of this. We wanted an open and transparent process. And that's what we have with the Citizens Redistricting Commission. And they knew from the beginning this was going to be about the people and the politicians, and they continue to choose politicians over the people. And we're here to say that's not going to be it. We're going to have real people out there. This is a movement of the people. Stop50.org.
That's the website, stop50.org. You can follow them as well at StopProp50 or Milan Patterson, of course, on X. And just on that point, Jessica, about this being a movement of the people, this is really quite the grassroots coalition. You've had a lot of sheriffs, a lot of people in elected positions that are joining this movement of the people. These aren't the Barack Obamas of the world. These are the people who are literally on the ground fighting for California. How much has that coalition grown over the last couple of weeks?
It's been phenomenal to watch, and we are in a get out the vote situation, and still the recruitment and the growth of our coalition continues to grow. We have 37 sheriffs. That's more than half the sheriffs in the state. We have 30 district attorneys, more than half the district attorneys. When law enforcement, when these council members, we have cities that are being cut up. 57 cities have been cut up 141 different ways. Wow. We have 28 counties that have been cut up 114 ways. When you have cities and county governments that are coming out and saying we are against Proposition 50 because it will hurt our community, when you've got a city like Clovis up in the Central Valley in Fresno that's been cut up 3 different ways, that is absolutely ludicrous. The voices are being drowned out. When we see in the desert area, Palm Springs is no longer with Palm Desert and La Quinta. Those voices are being drowned out. We've seen rural California be completely decimated with no voice in Washington, D.C. because of the way these lines are drawn. This is a movement and a coalition that it just continues to grow because they see what is happening with these lines and how their voices will be diluted because of the way Democrats, D.C. lobbyists, and insiders have drawn these lines.
Yeah, it is pretty frightening when you think about it. The representation for conservatives already is very limited in the state compared to our power as a voting bloc. And it is going to get even worse. And as you mentioned, it doesn't even have to be political, just rural California getting cut out from real representation in Washington, D.C. So it's time. Stop Prop 50. All you have to do is go to the website, stop50.org, vote, return your ballots, do it early, do it today. This week, Jessica, it was Charlie Kirk's birthday, friend and colleague here at Salem Radio. We said, in honor of Charlie, send your ballot in on Tuesday. Do something to save California. That was important to Charlie, should be important to do for all of us. So send in your ballots early, do it now, no on 50, talk to your friends. And of course, you can check out the website, stop50.org. Jessica Milan Patterson, thanks so much for being with us. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.